welcome back to my channel. So I finally have up the video that I've been wanting to put up for a very long time, but every time I record it, it's just so wrong. Like, it's an epic fail. So without further ado, let's get right into the video, shall we? The first thing that I like to do is go in with my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade by using the Dipbrow pomade first, mopping out my brows, and then cleaning everything that's outside of those lines, like color outside the lines. Instead of coloring inside the lines, in this case we're gonna color outside the lines. So for grooming, I do like to use these five products that I have right here. I like to use these tweezers that are by Revlon. They are Revlon by Marchesa. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but it's like a designer kind of thing. And these are really cute tweezers. They come with the thick one and then the pointy one. I love them because I like to use the thick one to go ahead and clean out the middle of my brows and also like the top of my brows when I have so much hair that I want to grab more at once than just one. And then the little tiny pointy one, I like to use this to pluck out the hairs that are smaller and like toughest to pull out, and when I want to be precise, like, you know how when you have sometimes one hair can make such a huge difference with your brow shape or just the way you clean up your brows. I like to use this when I want to be very precise and very careful on what I want to pull out. Then I also have these two brushes that I like to use. These are just from e.l.f. These are $1 brushes, which I think they're perfect for either grooming your brows or maintaining your brows. This is a spoolie brush. This is the e.l.f. eyelash and brow wand. I like to use the spoolie brush to comb through my hairs for when I'm gonna either shape them or cut them, or even when I'm gonna shade in my brows. I like to comb them through with my spoolie brush. And then this regular classic brow comb and brush, I like to use this with this other tool, which is my little scissors, which I like to use to trim down my hairs because my hairs tends to grow pretty long, especially this brow. They tend to like grow up, like just like straight up. So I like to use this comb better than the spoolie brush. I like the spoolie brush more to blend when I shade in my brows than the comb. The comb I could just comb right up, and I feel like it kind of like detangles the hairs, like if you have any little tangles going on in your eyebrows, and then you can just comb them up. And then I like to trim them down with these little scissors. I always carry these little scissors with me. These 5 tools are my number one when doing my brows because I just cannot see myself without them. That is the main thing. So that is basically all I do for grooming when I groom my brows. Now we're gonna go in with filling in the brows. Okay, so now as you guys can see, my eyebrow is nice and clean. So now I'm gonna go in with the filling process. What I like to do is I like to go back again with my spoolie brush and just comb my eyebrows through. Then I go ahead and go in with my pencil. This is a Rimmel London brow pencil in the color medium brown. I absolutely love this pencil for filling in my brows. As you guys can see, I don't do it in any particular way. I just use really soft hair-like strokes to fill in my brows because, as you guys can see, again, I do have really dark brows and I don't want anything to be too intense and I don't want anything to look fake. I just want it to look the most natural it can be. And I just fill it in very softly, and then I go back in with my spoolie brush and blend everything together. You guys see me pick up the brush a couple of times because I like to go back in and blend whatever I work with because I don't want any harsh lines. Now, picking up the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in the color medium, I'm picking up the wax consistency color in the duo, and this is just going to go straight on my tail. I do drag it a little bit to the front and to the rest of my brows, but I'm focusing most of the pigment on my tail of my brow. I don't like to really have a thin defined tail because I do have pretty thick brows and they're naturally thick and hairy, so I don't want it to look fake or cartoonish, so I like to keep it the most natural it can be. So I don't go ahead and define my tail in a very like dramatic, very thin way. I just leave my brows the way they are. I just like to fill them in a little more. And I do go back in with my spoolie brush because, like I mentioned to you guys, I do like to blend everything together. I just want everything to look nice and soft because I don't want anything to look too harsh. Now with this Maybelline Brow Drama eyebrow gel, I absolutely love this. This is in the color medium brown as well. I just go ahead and set my brows because I like to take this little extra step because it's just so necessary to me. I feel like it gives it a little extra to the brows. Now for the last step for my brows, I do like to go ahead and clean them up with a concealer. This is the NYX Jar Concealer in the color light. I don't do this to the top of my brows. I like to go in with my foundation and a small precision brush and clean up the top of my brows because if I go ahead and apply this concealer to the top of my brows, it will give off a cartoonish look to my brows. Like they would stand out
too much, and I do not like that. So I do just like to do this to the bottom of my brows to just give them an extra highlight and define them a little more and clean them up. And I also like to drag the concealer down to my eyelids because it just preps them for my eyeshadows, and it also conceals any redness or any veins that you can see through my eyelids.
So that is it for my brows. As you guys can see, I don't really do much to them like I mentioned to you guys. I just like to define them a little bit and just fill them in a little more because there are some spots where are a little lighter, so I do like to make them a little darker. So that is pretty much all I do for my brows. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys on my next video. Mwah! Ciao!